Greetings YouTube. Today I'm going to do a review of the Boker Plus Chad Los Banos compliance. Now we have here is the code 01B0535. I think that's the proper code. It's the same one on both ends. This is actually quite a nice box. It's good quality. Comes with some literature, and it comes with a wrench, star drive wrench for making adjustments on the knife, and the knife is very securely held in that that cavity. I was quite impressed with this container. Little magnet holds it in place. It's quite nice. This is the Chad Los Banos compliance, and it is it's called a compliance because it meets the legal requirements of a number of different locations in the U.S. and in Europe. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to own a copy was it's G10 on this side and it's stainless steel on this side, which is quite interesting. I've never owned an asymmetrical design before. It's got a 4-position clip. It's a decent quality clip. I really quite like it. Deep carry, which is nice, though it's going to sit a little deeper on this end right here. But because I'm using the magnetic lanyard, it doesn't matter that it doesn't have a belt, it doesn't have a lanyard hole. I can just clip this little, my little lanyard right onto the belt clip. So that works quite nicely. You'll notice that there is no flipper design, there is no thumb stud. This is a purely mechanical open. All right, two-hand. And the reason for that is, in Germany, you cannot own a knife that is opened with one hand. And because this is only a 2.6-inch blade, it's legal in, like, for example, Chicago. Now, you'll notice the overall blade shape. I've heard people call this like a reverse Tanto or a modified Wharncliffe. I'm not really sure what this blade would be properly called, but I find it quite interesting. The holes up here are purely decorative. They serve no purpose. And it says a little logo here, which is the Chad Los Banos logo. And then it says Boker Plus, and this is made from 440C stainless steel. Now, one thing I noticed, I don't know if you can actually see that grind. It's wonderfully shiny, and it's really good quality. It was done by someone or maybe a machine, or someone that really knew what they were doing. It's one continuous motion. It has a wonderfully sharp point, and this is razor sharp. It'll shave the hair off your arm. It made short work of a bag of litter I opened up the other day with it. It was quite impressive. It is quite comfortable in the hand if you hold it like this, and because of this you can really choke up on it if you want to make a more powerful cut this way, or if you want to make a cut this way. And let's face it, you don't need a huge lot of blade for most daily tasks. That's why quite recently have gotten into like the 3-inch knives. It's a frame lock. As you can see, you can quite easily close it. Now, there were a few issues with this knife when I purchased it. First of all, this, when you opened and closed it, you could feel it grinding. So there was something in there. So I disassembled the entire knife, I cleaned it up, and I put it back together again. So now it is moves quite nicely. I also had to loosen up this the tension on the blade slightly, and I had to make an adjustment here because when I started out, this knife was so stiff. Closing it was so stiff. I actually have a little hot spot on my thumb from playing with it because I play with all my new knives, and it was really quite painful. So when I disassembled it, I bent this back slightly to put a little less pressure, but you're still getting a very solid lockup, and decent. There's no blade play here to concern yourself with. I think if you took the clip off this would fit very nicely in a pocket, and you could actually carry it as a pocket knife. Or you could carry it in, as an ADC in Germany. It is still not legal in Britain because it locks in place, though the length is acceptable. And anywhere in the U.S., this would be perfectly acceptable. For me, if you had a flipper here and you have a nice opening right there, I think you could make a version of this knife that had a flipper, so long as you improved the bearings and such that it would open smoothly. I think you could make this a flipper. If you made this a flipper knife, I would carry this as an EDC because I like the shape. It's very comfortable. It has a nice weight. Overall, I think it's a good winning design, and I think it would make a fine addition to anyone's collection, or as an EDC if you don't mind using a knife that requires 2 hands to open.